Well, hi everybody, and welcome to Hollywood Friday here on the Kevin Kuretzky Show. It's January 13th, 2012, and today is a very special Hollywood Friday. The whole reason I do this show and the whole reason I love to communicate with others is because of one certain show that's celebrating its 60th anniversary. That's right, happy birthday to The Today Show. NBC's answer to morning time, The Today Show is celebrating its 60th anniversary coming up actually tomorrow, January 14th. So, the Kevin Kuretzky Show wants to pay tribute to The Today Show. And in lieu of my Kevin Kuretzky mug, I even got my Today Show mug out, which is really important because you know what? As a Today fan, you really want to have this. So, let's talk about The Today Show and why it's so important in my life. Not only do I watch it every morning that I can, it always has given me comfort no matter where I am. It's broadcast throughout the, even when I go to Saipan or Guam, it's there. And knowing that it's there every day makes the difference to me. I have the 35th anniversary book, which I showed you here at the Open. I have This Is Today, A Window to Our Time. And most recently, over the holidays, I just received the Today Show's 60th anniversary book. And it brought back a lot of memories to me. But it brought back one very important memory. First of all, I want to say, no matter who the hosts were during the time, from everyone from Dave Garroway all the way today to Ann Curry and Matt Lauer, it has been an inspirational show. It has been the way we've gotten our news for 60 years in the mornings to me. There's no other show. I'm no offense to the other morning shows, but the Today Show really does make a difference. And I want to tell you how it made a difference in this host's life. I watch it every morning. I remember when it was Jane Pauley and Tom Brokaw. I remember when it was Jane Pauley and Brian Gumbel. I remember when it was Brian Gumbel and Deborah Norville. And around that time, the time of the Jane Bryant and Deborah fiasco at the Today Show, that I told you, I think on episode 8, one of the earlier Kevin Kuretzky shows, there was a time I wanted to take my own life because of coming out and the whole process. And I didn't. And I did not obviously take my life. But one of the reasons, one of the things that kept me alive and kept me going every day, here's the lesson, that every day was, I don't know if you remember the whole story. It was New Year's Eve. I was going to take my own life, very dramatic fashion, but I didn't. I ended up falling asleep, and I had to wake up early the next morning because I was going to the airport with my uncle to pick up my cousin. And when I got up that morning and turned the TV on, like I did every other morning, I saw the Today Show logo, and I realized something, that no matter what happens in life, life goes on. The Today Show will go on. Forever, with me or without me here, it will go on. It will go on, and that to me speaks volumes. So I always think whenever I have a difficult moment, I always think, no matter what happens, tomorrow will come, and the Today Show will be there. The Today Show has been a historical show in so many ways. It was the very first morning show thought up by Pat Weaver, who is Sigourney Weaver's father. It was unheard of in the 1950s to have anything on that early. TV shows just weren't on. And it gave us really the look into our world, from everything from the window of our world to what the events going on. In the 50s, it was all about the Cold War and communism. In the 60s, it was President Kennedy's assassination to Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination, and of course Robert Kennedy's assassination. It took a look at our pop culture. In the 70s, it was about Watergate, and of course about inflation and the oil crisis. In the 80s, it was all about Reaganomics. It was about a space shuttle disaster. It was about everything that was going on in our world. In the 90s, the Today Show took us places that we never thought we'd see. And it introduced us to Where in the World is Matt Lauer, one of my favorite segments. In the 2000s, it brought us up to date on all the technology, and of course, it was the show to watch because they were there live when September 11th happened. So, the Today Show is part of our history. It's part of this host history. It is the morning show to me. So I dedicate this show to every person who ever was on the Today Show. Every cast member, every person who ever watched it. Thank you today for making my Todays a little brighter. If you don't watch it, tune into the Today Show with Matt Lauer, Ann Curry, Natalie Morales, and of course Al Roker. And it really is something to be said. And I want to bring this up too. I don't want to lose this point. It really was a change for women too. And here's why. Barbara Walters was the very first co-anchor of a morning show. She broke the barrier, and that's history right there if you think about it. And that wasn't that long ago. That was actually, even though she was a panelist in the 1960s, it wasn't until 1974 that she became co-anchor. A distinction now that really is amazing when you think about television and all that it's had. So today is a look at our times. I say that please watch it. I want to tell you this book from yesterday to today. I just got it a couple weeks ago for the holidays. I read it in one sitting. It is so amazing about the history of the Today Show, because the history of the Today Show is the history of our world. So what I know for certain is pick up a copy of Today, watch Today, and get all your news and information. And look at where you're at during our history. I'll see you all tomorrow. Actually, have a great weekend. It's Friday. Oh my gosh, that's right. And this Friday, remember, on ABC, even though we're talking about an NBC show, on ABC, it's the 2012 Miss America pageant, live from Las Vegas. Check your local listings. I'll see you all on Monday. Have a great day, everybody. And to quote the first host of the Today Show, Dave Garroway, peace.